This is the new DJI Lito 1, a budget drone with many premium features. Is this the one to get for the beginners? This is the DJI Lito 1, the beginner budget option from DJI. At first I was really skeptical, what is the difference between the DJI Mini 5 Pro, the DJI Lito X1 and the DJI Lito 1. I mean, the naming itself, Lito 1 and Lito X1, doesn't really make that much of a difference, because just from the looks, they look super similar. So the Lito 1 is the more budget of the two, and it is aimed for those that want something that is a little bit cheaper and more for beginners. So what does the Lito 1 has to offer? This is a under 250 gram drone, but it's pretty nice for regulations and places you can fly. And you can see that C0 category certification on the bottom of the drone. Not only that, this is an omnidirectional obstacle avoidance. Thanks to the camera on the top and the bottom, it pretty much has like the 360 view thanks to those two cameras. Which is a nice feature, knowing how back in the day, the beginner drones tend to have less of that obstacle avoidance compared to the more significantly pricier alternatives. And now even the beginner drones have obstacle avoidance in all directions, which is a nice benefit. That is great for those that are beginning to fly and maybe are not as used to using the controller, the drone, and that can help you with safety. And by the way, this video is made possible thanks to Megadrone. Thanks to them, I was able to test out the Lito 1 and Lito X1. Without them, this video would not be possible. So if you're interested in drones and action cameras, check out the link down below for Megadrone. With the DJI Lito, you can shoot photos in JPEGs. There are no RAW capabilities, but you can shoot photos in JPEG in 12 and 48 megapixel. And the photos, in my opinion, look pretty good, making this a great option for those that want something for their vacation, trips, and have something that shoots nice photos straight from the camera. While this is a more of a budget drone and under the 250 gram mark, this can actually shoot in 4K 60 frames per second. Not only that, it can actually shoot in 4K 100 frames per second and 2.7K in vertical shooting. Essentially, this has the nice 4K 60 frames per second that you would have on a much more expensive drone. But the only downside is you can only shoot in normal color profile. So if you want to do some color grading in post-production, it would be better to get the other version, as the other one has the D-Log-M. This is only shooting in normal, and for many, this is gonna be more than enough. I know many people are gonna look for a cheaper drone that they don't have to edit in post-production, that is lightweight, capable for travel, and this is pretty much it. More consumer budget option for those that want to get started, maybe take some nice photos and videos on their adventures, on their travels, on their vacations, and yeah. That is the option for that. This shoots in 4K 60 frames per second in normal color profile. And to be honest, it looks really good. But if you're a more advanced user, I would highly recommend checking out the DJI Lito X1 or the DJI Mini 5 Pro. But for this price and this size, 4K 60 frames per second on it looks incredible. If you're enjoying the music in this video or in any other of my work, check out the links down below for the music that I use. The 2.7K in vertical is because this camera gimbal doesn't change the orientation. It can only be in that horizontal aspect ratio, so you cannot change the direction like you can on the DJI Mini 5 Pro, for example. It can shoot in vertical. It's going to be a cutout of the middle of the frame, turning it into a 2.7K vertical footage, which is still pretty nice and usable, but it's not going to be the full camera capabilities in vertical. Another neat feature is the active track on this drone. You can select a subject, human, or even like a vehicle and make this drone follow that, or at least look in that direction. Thanks to this, you can focus on the flying and have the drone focus on that subject, making those really nice cinematic shots. This drone has amazing quality, and just because it doesn't have the more capable log profiles or it's not the most expensive, the biggest sensor, you can still get incredible looking cinematic shots with this. And especially with the active track, those really nice moving shots are much easier to achieve with this drone. I mean, we're at a point where the DJI Lito, the budget option, has the active track in 4K 60 frames per second. Let me tell you, there was a time where much more expensive drones would not even have that. Because the weather here in Poland, we really didn't have that much chances to shoot with it, and also we only had one battery to use. So we really had to maximize our time with it, and I'll be honest, that 36 minutes that DJI advertises, I have to say it is pretty spot on. We were able to shoot through the whole day and still had plenty of charge left. Between the two drones, we only had one for each battery, so it was a little bit of a task to do, but I have to say that battery here is pretty nice. And a little heads up, some of the DJI drones now have internal storage, this one does not, so you still have to put an SD card in the back of the drone. Overall, I'm super surprised how good this drone is. Even after flying with much more expensive, bigger drones, for this price, this is an incredible beginner drone, or for those that just want something cheaper but still get that great quality. I'm really surprised how good this is. And this drone I've been using with the controller that has no screen on it. You have to put your phone inside of here. It is super lightweight, easy to use, and overall, once you get the hang of it, you can really quickly set it up and use it. But the screen is gonna be dependent on what phone you have. Overall, this controller is pretty nice, works perfectly fine, and paired with the DJI Lito, it is a super budget-friendly option that performs like a much more expensive, more premium drones. Overall, I was pleasantly surprised of what the capabilities of the DJI Lito are. And to be honest, I at first wasn't really sure what their idea was with the DJI Mini 5 Pro, the Lito X1, the Lito 1, but now I see it. The Lito 1 is the beginner-friendly drone. The DJI Lito X1 is more of the premium beginner drone, while the DJI Mini 5 Pro is more of advanced, lightweight drone. So there is a difference in price, but also the capabilities. If you're interested in the other drones, check out the video reviews of the two on my channel. If you have any more questions about the DJI Lito 1, let me know in the comment section down below. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video once again, and I'll see you next time.